All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back. This is Jake with UND Aerospace again, standing outside of one of our King Air C-90 GTI aircraft. Now, you may have wondered, you see a lot of different airplanes at the airport, and you see some wings are painted different colors, some of the wings on the leading edge are black, some of them are silver, and you may have wondered what is the difference between that. Well, this airplane that I'm standing in front of is a aircraft that uses de-icing equipment so that we can fly in clouds that have ice in there. That can be very hazardous to aircraft, and so we need to find a way to get rid of it. Now in this aircraft, and most aircraft that you see that have a black leading edge like this, what that means is that this is it's a rubber boot is what they call it. And so that rubber boot, what happens is while we're flying, we produce air coming out of our engines, and we use that air to inflate the boot. Well, if we get ice on the wings, as the boot inflates, it causes that ice to break off and helps us remove the icing if we need. Now on some aircraft, like most of your airliners and your jets, you'll actually see that the leading edge is silver. It's not painted silver, it's actually a metal plate. And we have a system similar to that if we look at the engine inlet on this particular airplane. We can see it's nice and silver. And what that does is that typically uses that same kind of air that we're using to inflate the boot to break the ice off, but it's also very, very hot air, sometimes as much as 700 or 800 degrees centigrade. And so that air now in this particular system actually uses exhaust in this engine, but exhaust is passing through here. And this is the main inlet that gets air into our engine. And so we want to make sure that it doesn't freeze up. And so we use the hot exhaust to go through this hollow metal tube, and it prevents ice from forming. On your jet, it uses that hot air coming from the inside of the engine. It's not exhaust, it's what's called bleed air. Very, very hot on the inside of the engine because of the pressure that it has. And that heats up the leading edge. It's what's called a hot wing and prevents ice from forming on those wings. So in this type of aircraft, we use the air to inflate the boots and get rid of ice, which is called de-icing. And in your jet, you use that warm air to heat the leading edge and prevent icing, which is called anti-ice. I hope that clears up a couple of the questions that you might have about the airplanes that you see around the airport.